Hey, what's up, guys? Just thought I'd do a video here on some Tekken Law combos. I see a lot of Law players struggling, um, and one of the main reasons I see not only just the pokes and the patience, it's just the lack of combo damage you're getting when you actually get a successful punish or a launcher. And I'm not just saying go for launchers and combos, but when you do get the chance to actually get them, you need to make the most of them so you get the best possible outcome and the most damage. So I'm going to go through a couple combos here, the ones that I use, just because these are the most consistent ones I have that do the most damage. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to do some combos, and hopefully you guys can interpret these. Especially if you're getting, 50 or 60 max damage in your combos. I don't think I have any that just do 50 or 60. So I'm going to start on that. Let me know what you think.
Martial law, Kazunami Shima.
All right, I'm going to start with a smaller stage with walls, and then I'll move to a little bit larger stage and show you how you can start utilizing those ESS up forward 2 or the down forward 1, 2, depending on the space that you need from the wall. Sometimes I'll use 3 plus 4 just to get a little bit of space and still have access to that wall. So the main thing is knowing when to use what moves to get you to the correct distance to get the maximum wall damage.
Get ready for the next battle.
All right, I'm gonna start out with a down forward 2 launchers. I did drop that the first time. That does require some intermittent dashes there, little quick dashes. Also, with this last wall under here, you can obviously you're going to get the blue spark there, but you can also hit them with into that too for more damage if you want to go ahead and gauge your heat. So I'll show you that with the heat. Oh, I was jumping ahead there. I can get it. And you always want to delay that last hit because it gives you about 2 or 3 more damage if you delay that last hit. That was 89. Now you could go into the down this right here. It does do about 2 more damage, 1 or 2 more damage. But you got to keep in mind when you do that, you're negative, and your recovery time is a lot longer. So they can actually get up and hit you with that at the end of the combo. But I'll show you what that looks like. So 92 damage from that right there. That's from a down forward 2. But again, you're left negative. But if you're going to do that and you're not ending the round, I suggest going directly into heat smash. Because from here, you can get another 100 hit combo if you do this again. Or you can get 99, I think. Sorry, I'm going to do heat smash. I think this gives you 99. Oops. 98. But you can also go for the junkyard into the Ford DSS Ford 3. If you get the blue spark, it should still give you 100 though. That's what it is. But again, you have to do that timing right. No, you still get 100 if you, and you get the frame advantage, the Oki setup, if you can get that blue spark off that junkyard. All right, moving on. This is one of the most popular combos for wall carry. You can go right in the junkyard. And 91. That's just normally without any blue spark magic or anything. You can also do this one. That's with the blue spark 87. Again, you can also interpret the. You can't really interpret. It's no point in interpreting the heat there, just because you've already got the max junkyard. The only time you want to use that heat is if you've already used your tornado, and then you can, if you want to get some more damage and engage heat, you can do the 4-3 into that. So, for instance, let's get rid of heat. Get that over here. All right. So. Try something. Okay. All right. From the wall, let's start over here. I'll go back and do some down 2-3 and some flip kick combos. But from the wall, if you're this close, you got a couple options here. All right. You got a couple wall splats, ball rising 1-2 wall splats. You also got down forward 1-2, which wall splats. Even your armor move wall splats. So all those wall splats. If you get a wall splat this close with any of those moves, or actually even that wall splat from here, even with the engager. But if you get a wall splat that close, you want to go into junkyard from here. Not the heat dash, but like here. The main reason that I use, after junkyard, I use DSS just 3 instead of 4-3 is because if you are Catacora on the wall, Law is infamous for dropping combos off that wall splat. But this right here is a homing move. So it'll splat them on the wall 90% of the time when this would miss. See how it put me in a crazy position there? So, with that being said, it's best to use the 3, and you don't lose but maybe 1 or 2 damage max. But that's usually what I use, is just the DSS 3. Again, from here, you can go into this if you want to, and then finish it off or whatnot. But the best thing to do is just to do the everything. I get you 61. That's just off the ball. I'm going to show you the difference between just doing the regular 1-2-2 1+2 as opposed to delaying it. So let me show you the difference. So 63 there, right? Wait, too much. I did more damage. Come on. It does more damage there. Let me see if I can get it. So 55, and then if you delay it, 61. So you're getting 6 more damage there by delaying it, and you're getting a better Oki because you're going to be delaying it. They're further down on the wall when you hit them, which means it's going to take them a little bit longer to stand up. So you got a little bit more time to go into, sidestep, whatnot. Now, also from here, again, you got these wall spread options. You got wall rising 1-2 options. You got, again, this. You also have down forward 3. So it's kind of a mix. It looks like you're going for a low, but you're going for a mid. So here, into wall rising. And you got that. Also from here, you can go into, like I said, this sidestep 3. If that's a counter hit, you automatically get 3+4 guaranteed. So boom, 79 damage from a low counter hit launcher at the wall. Not bad. And this move comes out pretty quick too. I mean, you can go for the nunchucks. It's a hit or miss whether that's going to ball splat or not. That always goes splats. 79 damage. That's not including Blue Spark. Blue Spark would give you about 80 or 81. I've also been working on just the Junkyard. I try not to use Junkyard as much, especially in higher level play, because you can always carry that second hit. But if you get this close to the wall and you see Junkyard hit, you can always hit him with that. Boom, 91 damage. That's with 2 Blue Sparks. That's not too shabby. Just take some practice getting that timing down for the Blue Sparks. Even if you don't hit the Blue Sparks, it's still like 87 damage or something like that. All right. All right, moving on. Let's go into the flip kick. All right, flip kick combos. All right, here we go. There's a couple options here. What I do is I always start with the wall rising 4. I always start with that, just because you can maximize the distance and the damage, and you can control the spacing depending on where you are in the ring and trying to get to the wall. So, for instance, that's 92. But since I hadn't used my tailspin yet, I can actually use Junkyard combo. That's what I'm going to do. One-on-one. That wasn't even that difficult. I had one raw rising 4 in there. That was it. Another one you can use is this one. This one is if you're going to try to get max distance. Just because if you, let me show you something. You can use this one on a smaller stage. You'll get 96 off that. But this one right here, if you do 2 wild rising 4s into this, you got more space if the stage is longer. Because if you do, I'll show you. Let me just go and check a bigger stage. Let's go to stage select.
Get ready for the next battle.
And again, it doesn't really matter what stage you're at, or if you got walls. I'll show you my combos without walls as well. But if you go to a stage that's got, like I said, it depends on where you're at in the stage itself. It doesn't really matter what stage you're at. But this one, the starting point of the stage is a lot bigger. So I got more distance to show you some stuff. So what I was saying with the flip kicks here is this one right here. Like say for instance, you know you're not gonna reach the wall there, so you gotta do this. On a damage. Alright. But if you after you do this, the first time after you've done the nunchucks, they fly across the stage. So if you're close enough to reach the wall, perfect. If not, when you do that, they're gonna fly across the stage and you're not going to hit the wall, and then you got to run up to them to try to even get back in the game. But with this one right here, the double wall standing for, you hit this one, they don't go as far. So you can actually run up and then do heat engager and then do this again if you need more distance to get to him, obviously. While we're here, I'll go ahead and show you some sidestep combos, the sidestep 2+4 combos. So the most damaged one is obviously going into this like a normal combo. But the problem is it's a little bit harder to hit. You got to hit the timing just right and the spacing just right as far as the dashes. So it's a little bit more difficult. But let me show you what it looks like. Oops. Now, if you're closer to the wall, if you're at a smaller stage, you can go right into that 3+4, and then you can get into the junkyard. But this is a little bit bigger stage, so I can't do that. So that's the first combo. That does the most damage. The second one, and the most reliable that I use, just because I like the fact that I can control how many wild rising 4s I can do, is this one. Because I like going into this, for some reason, it's just a habit to go 4-3 into wild rising 4s. Because I can put 1 or 2 depending on how much distance I need, and I can judge depending on where I'm at in the stage again. So this one's a little bit more consistent. So let's see, and almost reached, so you can't quite reach it. You can only do 2 of those in that in order for it to connect. But there's another way to get there too. So you can go into heat engager if you want to. You remember to delay that last hit to get more damage. And then you're set up for heat. I mean, you can go into all your little thingies, or you can just go heat smash and then get 100 damage combo off that pretty easy. Even if he breaks the wall, you can still get 100 damage. Like close to it. I missed it. Like, you can get close to it. Depending on which combo you do there. Moving on. This is kind of a scrubby move, but if they don't stand, if you notice they're not standing up after you knock them down, obviously you run up to hit them with nunchucks a lot. But Dragon Tail into 4-4-2 works. Actually, you gotta hit both. You can carry them all the way to the wall with this. $66 damage, but you're not including the Dragon Tail that started. So that was actually about 100 damage you just did to them. That's assuming they don't get up. If they get up, that's going to whiff, and they can punish you. What else? Again, this, if they don't get up, you can run them through nunchucks. Get them to the wall. Hit them with the blue spark, or again, you can hit them with the 4-3 and the heat engage. That. What else? Just a couple combos I've been working on. Nothing fancy. And once you get good with that wild rising 4. From start, if you get this 4-3 counter hit, you can go into 2 wild rising 3s and then a wild rising 4, and then either. Here, I'll show you. There's a couple options here. So. Still got a heat engage left. And like I said, you gotta learn when to use this and when to use this. Because if you're super close, you just use this. Or you can use this for a little bit more carry, like this into that for a little bit more carry. But this is more for a little bit. You need a little bit more distance, as opposed to this not giving you as much. It's a little bit less. But when you hit them with that down forward 2, it pushes them back just a little bit more. Like I said, you can also, if you're super close and you just need a little bit of space, you can always hit them with that too. And you can go on the jump there. What else? Let's see. So down 2-3 combos. You guys should be hitting those at least 90 damage every time, if not 100 plus. Just because that is the biggest damage starting combo. But the problem is it's counter hit, and if they block it, it's launch punishable. But if you notice the opponent's mashing a lot, I use down 2-3 all the time. And I get punished for it. I notice they're blocking it. They punish me one time, I'm not going to use it. anymore, or as much. I still use it to stop matchup stuff. But down 2-3 combos, here we go. There's a couple options with these. You can go into the normal. Again, you don't have the distance to reach the wall. You want to use that for distance. 103, that's even without the blue spark. You also got this one right here. Sorry. Assuming you can reach the wall, but you can't from here, because this is a little bigger stage. Oh, you can. Look at that. 107. Boom. Not that difficult. There's a couple of other options here. You can get about 100, at least 90. Like I said, my old faithful here. That's 101. If you engage the heat there, let's see. You can even do this one if you wanted to, 107. But like I said, you're going to be negative there unless you go straight into the heat smash. So that plus that would give you a perfect. So for instance, let's say you did. I'm still doing that. I messed that up. Come on. $107, then you get directly into this. That should give you the kill. So 107 plus 96 gives you 200 damage. Boom, you're done. Perfect. That's assuming they get up and they match and you hit them with the heat smash. Again, this right here is dangerous to do unless you're doing it for a wall. It gives you about 2 more damage. But honestly, if you do the junkyard, so if you're here, that's what I'm telling y'all to do for the most part. But if you do the forward 3 and you hit the blue spark, it does the same amount of, and then you hit this normal here, it does the same amount of damage as doing this right here. So I would only suggest doing this for like a round inner, and you know it's going to kill them. Like you need that 1 or 2 extra easy damage. But I wouldn't do it. Suggest doing it in the middle of a round, unless you're going for that setup with the heat smash. If that makes sense. Again, this one right here. If you're close enough, you can get the wall. Oh, look at that. 91 damage. Boom. And it looks good too. Look at that. What's that say? There it is. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to hit the wall. I hit the wall last time. No. But like I said, if you're in a bigger stage and you get that from the round starter, you got to go into the you got to improvise to get to the wall. So. See there, I couldn't use this or down forward 2 just because I was too close. So I had to go straight into. And if you're that close and you've already used tailspin, that does the most damage. Not this. That only does more damage because you're using out of junkyard. If you're this close to the wall and you've already used your tornado, you want to do 4-3 into forward 3 and try to get the blue spark. But like I said, from here, I mean, if you haven't used your junkyard, this is always. If you haven't used your tailspin, this is always the best option. It gives you the best OP here. And I got plenty of time to stand up and do whatever I want to. I mean, there is another option. If you're trying to do it fast, you can always do. But again, that can drop. Or you can do that right there after. Ball splats. That'll drop. So you have to get right into this right here instead of doing another. I'm sure I'm talking about. You can do that, but it only does 54 damage. Or if I did this, I'm going to play the wrong shit. think I'm gonna break the wall. Yeah. And if you want to keep from breaking the walls, there's an easy method to that. So let me show you. So if I did, you just do 4-2. That's actually your fastest move idea. So it's 4-2. But if you don't want to break the wall, like I said, it's going to break this time. So once you hit one of those walls twice like that, it automatically breaks. And then DSS 3 is a wall breaker, so that'll break it. But like I said, if you want to just keep them there and keep them on the wall, 4-2, and then you go into this right. Heat combos. And that should be it for today. That one's not great. Still working on me getting protected. I was supposed to do that actually. Same thing with this. I'm gonna work on getting some more damage. Back turn combos. I like to use Junkyard here. This will give you 120 damage if you do it right. And 23 damage. Back turn Junkyard. But again, these are some of the easier combos you can go into. You go heat engage, 94 damage. Or like I said, you can do it twice. Try to get that blue spark. That's just to help some of you guys. I just hate seeing this. I mean, yeah, it does a little bit of damage, but I mean, it's not great. And with this, while Rising 4, you can control the distance and the damage that you want to do. So, that's all I got, I guess, today. I mean, you can go into different combo starters all day long. You know, there's a bunch of different variations you can do. Next things up. But the main thing is those flip kick combos, which you shouldn't be using that much anyways, unless you know they're ducking, because that leaves a negative that you can launch that. A lot of characters can launch that. Count hit. $91 damage off of a low launcher. Pretty good one. Nunchuck combo, depending on how much space you got. $91 damage off the nunchuck. That's half their life. So now all you got to do is do some pokes, a little poke, you know, little. Yeah, that's about it. Again, Wild Rising 2, same combos. Alright, well, I hope some of y'all watch this and some of y'all can learn from this. I know most of y'all higher level players already know all this stuff, so this is more for like the mid-level, or you know, if you're higher level and you want to get more damage out of your combos, these are the ones that I found that do the most damage. Most of my combos are 90 plus. You know, most of the time they're in the hundreds, especially if it's a down 2-3. Again, I'm trying my best to get 100 down 2-3 every single time, just because those are rare to hit, and I know I can get that damage. Flip kicks should be right around 90 to 100 damage every time, regardless whether you got the wall or not. Here, let me show you something. Now, let me switch back. I'd rather be a move, so I'm just going to get to work. If you don't have a wall close, you can still get 100 damage with just using heat. So 102 without a wall, but I had to use every bit of my heat up. But for instance, if you want to take half their life, or if they only got half life left, there you go. Boom, done. Or you want to get back in the round, there you go. All right, that's it. Y'all have a great day. I appreciate it. If y'all watch this, maybe give it a thumbs up, and y'all know some people, tell some people, subscribe. Y'all have a good one.